Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS, presented by Fisherman's Marine and Outdoor. Now, it's real time.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm over here somewhere. I've got Dave Eng here in the studio. He is the owner-operator of Dave Eng's Guide Service and Fish Eng products that have really changed how we go after salmon and steelhead and how we take care of our tackle, how we position rods and rod holders and boats, and setting up hybrid boats now. You know, we got older style boats with different rails and different systems that he's able to fix, really. I mean, that's the way to put it, to get sliders going and all that.
Yeah, get them working. And
I mean, really, you've been very innovative. But first things first, man, it's good to see you.
good to see you, man.
Man,
Thanks for having us.
I didn't fish around you a lot this year. I think I fished around you a little bit down at the head of the channel.
Yeah.
A little bit in Oregon City. And I think I ran across you once or twice on the Columbia, maybe for summers, but didn't really run across you a lot. How was your season? I know you're still targeting them now, of course you're fishing, but how was it overall for 2025 for you?
It's been a good season. I'm not going to tell you I didn't have a couple days that I wished I didn't have, but
sure.
For overall, you know, most every day was productive. You know, you had to grind them some days. Some days you're done, you know, reasonably early, but you know, that's fishing.
How was your fall Chinook season down at Buoy 10?
Buoy 10 was good.
Okay.
Buoy 10 was good. Had a couple of days, you know, when they swapped us out, you know, when we couldn't keep, you know, you catch 9 fish and only 2 of them don't have fins.
Sure.
You know.
Sure.
So
frustrating.
It's, you know, I drive the bus. I don't make the rules.
Right. That's a good way to put it. Right now, though, it is a silver fishery on the Columbia.
Yes.
I don't know if you'd call yourself a Columbia guy, but you certainly are. And I know that you're still chasing them. Has this coho fishery in the first week or 2 of October been productive? And has it been as good or better than what you've seen in the past this time of year?
I don't know that it's been better in the past, but it's been pretty dang good. Above the dam, you know, has been probably the best in the recent. But we're still finding fish in the lower river. I know guys that fished around the Cowlitz and the Lewis and some of that stuff in this last week. We're catching cohos down there and catching good numbers.
Yeah.
You know, below Bonneville, whether you go out of Chinook Landing or out of, you know, up at the fishery or Hamilton Island, you know, just go up there and target your edges and see what you can come up with.
There's been a little bit of a change, not necessarily a change. There's always silvers that migrate the Columbia River. It doesn't matter if you're above or below Bonneville, they're going through the river. But how people target them has really changed a lot this year to the 360 and either a spinner, which I know off air you had mentioned that you've been having your success on spinners, or small stuffer baits, either the super baits and the minis, the 2.5 spinning fish,
Right.
The 2.5 cut plugs from Yakima as well have been very, very productive. But that's a little bit of a switch. I mean, is that something that you noticed, and have you made that switch for silvers when you're targeting them on the Columbia?
You know, with the numbers of Chinook still out there, you know, I've been using more spinners. But yesterday I only had 2 clients, and we ran 2 spinners, and we had 1 super bait on the bow rod, and that caught just as many, and you know, we ended up with 2 hatchery coho, and they were happy with that at 9 o'clock in the morning and said, let's go home.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to argue.
Yeah, it's kind of nice when you can actually get the silver to go, and it's a hatchery all at the same time. I mean, that's certainly, and the only reason why I mentioned this is a little bit different this year for a 360 with silvers. Obviously, that's not new, but it is a bit of a switch from pulling plugs, pulling spinners, twitching in spots, which has become pretty darn popular on the main stem Columbia as well. But to focus with 360s and making those adjustments with the shorter bumpers, shorter leaders, and I'm going to ask them that question as well, to focus, you know, specifically for silvers, because you don't have Chinook on the table. Okay, this is not something that happens every year, but they've done this. I think is a very I hate this when you can't keep a Chinook right now, because you end up weeding through Chinook, and the more that you have to handle, the more boats that have to handle Chinook and let them go, the more die that happens. I just hate that in the end. Anyway, so it is a little bit of a switch, but have you done that? did you change how you would rig your 360s to target silvers specifically?
I've shortened my leader lengths on these spinners. You know, I was running about a 28 or so on that, and I'm down around 20-ish now, maybe even 18 on the spinners. And the bumper on my Pro Troll is usually 24, and I've got it down to around 20 as well.
Okay.
So everything's just a little bit more radical.
Yeah, a little bit more bounce to the spinner, a little bit more erratic action going on.
And more bling, you know.
Yeah.
Hoochie spinners and, you know, white blades, pink dots, those have been the go-tos for me.
So one of the questions was, and the reason why I'm taking him down this road is I have not been fishing them myself. And it is still a very viable fishery out there, no matter where it is that you're going to be on the Columbia. Obviously, I spend a lot of time talking about below Bonneville because that's when I go. That's where I typically go. So it's very relevant. This is insight that can help you still be successful out there in October and into November, for crying out loud, until they close it. It closes at some point, I believe. Or does it go all the way through?
I believe it does go all the way through.
Okay.
So it just kind of dies out.
Yeah, that's why I always say don't trust the idiot on the other, not Dave, me, on the other side of the TV screen. I don't want to get in trouble. It's hard to keep.
Do your own homework.
Absolutely. I mean, things change so quickly, you just don't want to get yourself in trouble. So certainly this is techniques and stuff that you can do that you can use today and before the rainstorm shows up, unless you want to fish out in the rain. Some people like that. Speed. When you're chasing these things in that setup, with your shortened bumper, shortened leader, specifically targeting silvers. Obviously, you're encountering Chinook. I wouldn't have any doubt that you're getting those as well. Are you speeding up? Are you slowing down? Staying the same speed just because you adjusted your numbers? Or what are you doing as far as boat control?
You know, overall, I'm probably the same speed. But what I am doing is I'm doing more zigzags. You know, instead of just trolling across, you know, I'll do this, and then, you know, that obviously speeds it up on the inside and speeds it up on the outside.
Sure, each time you're making that turn, sure.
You know, I did notice the other day I was getting pretty shallow over on the Oregon side, and I was like, oh, crap, I got to get out there. Yeah. So I hammered the gas to turn left to lift everything up, and wham.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, so that tells you, I mean, that's, as my good friend and excellent guide out there, Cody Kerman, he'll say that's the start of a pattern. You start hammering the gas and making a turn and get bit. That's the start of a pattern.
Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of guys back in the day that's all they did was just, you know, lift their baits up, drop them back down, zoom, zoom, and...
Yeah, that's a good point. That's actually something that a lot of people may even forget about, that actually happens. Okay, so all along those, you got to ask the question, right? Numbers, speed, and thank you for answering all those. But weight, have you changed where you want to be, targeting silver specifically? Have you changed where you want your gear to be in the water column?
I'm up higher.
You are, okay.
Yeah. I'll leave one deep just to keep them honest, but, you know, for the most part, you know, if I was running 18 and in the bow or 25, 35, I'll be running 20 and 30, you know, and then the back one I'll leave buried.
Are you still using 16-ounce weights?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're still running the same weights.
16's up front, 14's the rest of the way.
All right, I got you. So different ways that you can do it. You can use less weight, pull your gear up higher, or use the same weight and just keep your numbers on your reels a little bit lower, right? So, okay, all makes sense. What is next for Dave Eng? Now that this is not necessarily done, but it is, of course, starting to wind down. Are you gonna? You're very well known for taking your clients on hover fishing trips for fall Chinook, up above the dam, chasing silvers as well. So, what's your next fishery that you're kind of? If this is one now below Bonneville, what are you looking forward to next?
I got a catch and release sturgeon trip on Monday.
Oh, okay, good point.
You know, down in the Willamette, you know, that can be just, you know, like you said earlier, a lot of fun. You go out and pull on a lot of fish. None of us are going to starve to death if we don't come home with the fish. True. So, you know, you throw the kids in there and go down there and pull on 5 to 25 fish in the morning or afternoon, and everybody has fun, and, you know, it's intense because you're watching a rod tip, and, you know, you move around until you find them. But that's my next gig until, you know, the few winter steelhead trips on the Clackamas.
And your winter steelhead trips with Justin.
Yeah.
You'll be out there. I know that because I always run across you guys at least once or twice a year. Somewhere on some local river, we tend to run across them. But I know you said break, but hold on. Sturgeon fishing on the Willamette. It's the middle of October. is it going to just continue to improve? And if it is, I'm asking this knowing the answer, everyone, so forgive me. Is it going to improve, and when will be the peak of that catch and release fishery for sturgeon on the Willamette?
It will only get better from here on out because the water gets cooler and they move back into the system. And then you can find them from Oregon City all the way down to Kelly Point. And I like, December, January when it's,
Best time of the year.
Find a nice day, wind's not blowing, and go.
Yeah, that used to be our favorite time. December, January, whenever it was that you had to buy your new license, right? In Oregon, we have to buy it at the first of the year. You in Washington, you know that you have a better system, which is so rare to say that there would be anything like that. I'm sorry. But that was our best time, into December, January.
And it's super tidal influenced.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand that tide runs all the way to the falls in Oregon City. So fish an outgoing tide and keeps your bait straight, and it'll help you catch fish.
The fish can smell you better, play the tide, keep your gear on the bottom the right way, and your boat won't be spinning around.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Yeah. Although sometimes that just happens. All right, we're going to cut to a break. When we come back, we're going to have the quote-unquote Chevy Silverado Tech Tip of the Week, but that's where I want to talk. Is it something that I'm stumbling here. Can I say that the Fish Eng leaderboard started it all off for you?
Yes.
That would be the start. Yep. We're going to start with that, and then we're going to talk about a number of different products that Fish Eng products make that help us all be better chasing fish around, either in a boat, well, primarily in a boat, right? Rod, holders, sliders, and stuff. So pay attention here. If you're not too familiar with it, we're going to educate you here in just a minute.
Outdoor GPS is brought to you by Chevy Silverado and the impressive Turbo Max engine. Flex your muscle with the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Official truck of Outdoor GPS.